In the 70s, we became a significant refugee resettlement agency because that was what was needed. And we had the expertise and we were asked. And that goes on, continues today as one of our largest components of our overall activities. We also started with one facility and now have 23 YMCAs like the one that you use across the region, serving 10,000 square miles. So it's a very large service area. We're proud to have our 23 centers, but also our 200 childcare sites, almost 45 outreach centers. These are locations where we provide help to families and young people in their apartment complex or in the community center near them.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Spotlight Houston, where we bring you the best of the people, places, and events in Houston. This week we sat down with Stephen Ives to talk about the many ways the YMCA of Greater Houston is building community. From summer camps to senior fitness, they have something for everyone. This is episode 87 with an original air date of Monday, May 13th, 2024. And now your host, Blanca Quezada.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight Houston. Sometimes it's difficult to find that right community center where you feel like you fit in and you're welcomed and just comfortable, and also that it offers a lot of healthy activities and fun for the entire family. And it's like home. And so I wanted to share with you that I found just the right community center, and I think that you might like it too. It's the YMCA of Greater Houston. I toured the location and I thought it was great. It was a little bit overwhelming to see how much they offer everybody. It's for little kids to senior citizens and all kinds of activities and things to learn. So I found just the right person to give us all that great information about the YMCA of Greater Houston. And it is Stephen Ives. He is the president and CEO of this amazing community center. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I found out that the YMCA has been around for longer than I thought. So can we start out by you talking a little bit about the history?
Sure. The YMCA of Greater Houston was founded in 1886, and it was one of the early adopters of a concept born out of London, England in 1844. So this is a worldwide movement, and we're a local example of how the good work of the Y and the mission and principles and purpose of the Y can be put to use. Started with the downtown YMCA and has grown and expanded and brought on new services and activities along the way, all relevant to what's most important to the community at that time. So, for instance, in the 70s, we became a significant refugee resettlement agency because that was what was needed. And we had the expertise and we were asked. And that goes on, continues today as one of our largest components of our overall activities. We also started with one facility and now have 23 YMCAs like the one that you use across the region, serving 10,000 square miles. So it's a very large service area. We're proud to have our 23 centers, but also our 200 childcare sites, almost 45 outreach centers. These are locations where we provide help to families and young people in their apartment complex or in the community center near them. The biggest thing I have to say is thank you for calling us a community center. A lot of
Yeah, I
people
mean,
tell
that's
us
what it's
about,
like.
I know, I love that. And that's what we're
It's
for. That's what our
yeah.
differentiator is. We have gyms and we have great pools. We have excellent fitness centers and good group exercise classes. Those are all a very important part of it, but we're so much more than that. We like to make it very clear we're not a gym, we're a
Yeah.
community. And you picked up on that, and it's been your experience without us even telling you that's what we expect of you.
Yeah, you get to meet a lot of very nice people and make new friends. And it's not just about the gyms either. You have a lot of great volunteers. For example, at the Trotter location, you've got people that volunteer to maintain the garden,
Right,
which I think is great. So, and unless somebody tells you, you don't know that that's happening there.
right. And I think there's so much more. And thank you for giving me and us the opportunity to tell the story a little more deeply about all that's happening at the Y. And it's really not about a place, it's about a purpose. And looking forward to talking about that some more tonight.
Yeah. So, what are some of the major services or programs that the YMCA provides?
Yeah, so we have our 23 centers, community centers, as you described them, where people can enjoy programs like swimming and fitness and group exercise, youth development opportunities, camps that happen on site. Those are really the tools through which we do so much more. What really happens in our programs, and I'll share more about the breadth and depth of programs, but what really happens is what you've alluded to, which is connections. People make relationships and connections with each other. We know that it is the root of happiness. There's been studies and a book called The Good Life that speaks about the idea that over time we've been able to learn that the depth and breadth and meaningfulness of our relationships and our connections with other people are directly correlated to the degree of happiness we experience. And the Surgeon General recently, in a report, called out loneliness as the greatest health risk facing us at this time,
Wow.
more impactful than smoking at the moment in terms of how bad the outcomes, health outcomes can be for people who are experiencing loneliness and especially extreme loneliness. We like, and you alluded to it in your experience for people, and we anticipate for people to feel as though they belong. That happens all through the connectedness and the belonging, all happens through our suite of programs. So at the Trotter Y, which you mentioned today, there were people, older adults up on the second floor playing, or sometimes playing euchre. These are ways in which under our roof, in our
Yeah.
community that we've created at our community center, people were able to connect with other people, learn new skills, and build those relationships. At the same time, there was pickleball going on the basketball court. There was swimming happening in the pool, group exercise going on, and people just using the fitness center. At night, there will be teens in the building. And this afternoon, we also had after school childcare at that site. And so that's one building, one day in the life of the YMCA. Outside of that and 22 other buildings, we also have the 45 outreach sites. At an outreach site, think of an apartment complex. One of the one of the apartments has been given to the Y to be able to use as a program center. And kids show up after school, kids show up during the summer to have a place to recreate and interact with other young people right in their own apartment complex or right in their local community center. So beyond the buildings that we have that are traditional, what you would consider a traditional Y building, we also have those locations. One of our greatest, proudest things that we do is called safety around water. The safety around water happens through our apartment complexes. It also happens across the city throughout the year in our various pools. It is a 5-lesson opportunity for people to learn how to be safe around water. It's that simple. You don't have to learn the breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly, crawl. We're really just teaching people some basic fundamentals, and parents some basic fundamentals about preventing drowning. And so we're able to impact a lot of kids in a lot of locations and families, quite frankly, who become better educated on how to be and how to keep each other safe around the water that is so prevalent in our community.
Yeah. That's great that you can go out and or actually you went out and were able to do that for different communities as
Right.
well,
Yeah.
the additions.
We
And
actually
talking
have a
about,
van. We have a couple of vans that we deploy in the summer that go to community pools and teach safety around water.
yeah, and talking about safety in water, when I was a lot younger, that's where I learned how to swim.
Oh, great.
And it was a lot of fun. Thank goodness
Mhm.
I didn't drown, but I learned
Right.
a lot.
I too learned to swim at the YMCA back in the day and
Yeah.
came back to
Yeah.
work at it and never left.
Yeah, and even my dad was a member of the Y, the downtown location.
Great.
That was the original location, and
Yes.
he just loved it. He loved it.
True.
But the summer's coming up, and kids are going to be out of school, and parents are going to be looking for things for their children to do. So, do you have any special programs coming up for the summer?
Oh boy, do we. It's summer fun, the summer of a lifetime. We create memories that last a lifetime through our summer camp programs. And in addition to our Camp Cullen, which is a resident camp, it's an extraordinary outdoor experience. I would recommend it for anybody, for their children to have that opportunity to go away from home for a week, to live in a cabin with other young people, with caring, responsible adults, and experience nature at its best and at its finest, as well as adventure, from ropes courses to aquatics adventures to hikes to archery. There's just so much to do for kids. Our goal is to make sure they come back after that week exhausted and ready to rest. Similarly, we have a whole number of day camps, 40 or more across the city, that are some in our Ys, some at community centers, some at outreach centers. But this is a chance for several thousand young people to be part of a day camp experience. Drop off in the morning, pick up at night, high energy, socialization, chance to continue their learning. Because one of the challenges we have in this community in our life is school stops at a certain point. And for some kids, they start to go backwards in their learning. If they're in enrichment programs and participating with other young people, there's some educational components to our camp, as well as lots of fun and recreation and the practicing getting along with others and being with other young people rather than holed up in their homes is a big part of our summer. So summer camp
Yeah.
is taking enrollment now. We expect to have several thousand young people in our various
Wow.
sites as part of our camp program.
Wow. Wow. So right now, kids can register. How can
Yes.
they register?
Yeah. All of this stuff is the direct line through our website, ymcahouston.org. So if you just can remember that one thing, YMCA Houston, all one word, .org, you can find everything you need for your family and for your kids for the summer.
Yeah. Well, in order to participate in a lot of things at the YMCA, you have to be a member. But some people want to, but they can't afford to. Do you have like a financial plan or something for
We have
them?
absolutely. We have a couple of things, and I'm just going to correct you a little bit. You don't have to be a member; you get to be a member,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
part of the deal. It's part of the deal
Okay.
when you're participating in the Y. There's no non-members. Everybody's part of. Everybody belongs
Okay.
as part of the community that we're creating under the auspices of the YMCA. But we have two levels of membership. If a family does not want to, need to, or can afford to be part of the full facility membership, for $25 a month for their whole family, they can have what's called an impact membership, which gives them access to all of our programs. And of course, they have to pay for those also. There's fees for those also. So on top of all of that, we have financial assistance available. We raise money every year from our members, from friends, from board members, from communities, foundations to make access available to everyone. So we're committed to not turning people away. We're committed to making sure all that we do is accessible to everybody, regardless of their ability to pay. And our financial assistance system and program allows for that.
Yeah. And I found out that you created a partnership with Bezos Foundation, Family Foundation.
Sure. Well, that's through. It's interesting. So we do this locally. It's called the Youth in Government Program, and this is for teenagers to learn about civic engagement and practice being part of government. And the Bezos Foundation has provided a large sum of funding for the state alliance. So we operate with the 22 other Ys in the state to put on a model legislative experience for young people in Austin that happens every year. And so that funding is going to help us expand that and do so much more. What a cool thing, though, for kids from Houston,
Yeah.
kids from all over the state.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of them. She was at one of our events and she was our speaker, and she talked about the legislation she put forward, what it was like to argue her point and to win the support of other people. These are just such great skills for young people to learn and to practice, because we need them to take over and help things to function well, and hopefully even better than they are today.
And they need to register, right?
Yes. So
And when can they do that?
yeah, usually in the fall is when the
Oh,
registration
okay.
ends for youth in government for that particular initiative, as well as for our school age childcare. And so we'll have in 70 schools and then other sites, as well as some preschool, we'll have after school childcare that happens. So the kids just stay at school and we show up in the gym or in the activity area, and our staff provide enrichment programs until mom or dad can come and pick them up
Yeah.
after work.
So parents can go to the Y and don't worry about their little kiddos
Yeah.
because they will get taken care of.
Well, that's true. And so in addition to the, I'll call it licensed full day or after school childcare programs that we have at our Ys, we have Child Watch, we call it. And it's an enrichment program for young people while mom or dad is working out, or whoever's the adult, carrying adult with them can work out, and for up to 2 hours, the child can be in that enrichment environment. It's great for young parents, young families. Hey, and especially with the heat that's coming, I think
Definitely.
we see a big uptick in membership in May and in June. Typically, people are recognizing that they're going to want to keep active. They're going to want to be interacting with their young people and with other people, and want and need to do it in a setting that's environmentally safe.
Yeah. And I saw people playing pickleball, and that's a
Mhm.
big thing right now. And it's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, pickleball, like all other trends, is taken off at the Y like it is other places. It certainly is very popular, and there's a whole community that's built around that also.
Yeah. And tennis and kids can run around in a field,
Yeah.
or even adults can go jogging out there if they want to be out in the sun in the
Right.
heat.
There
But,
you go.
um, but they can go out there and enjoy it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of the gatherings, playing mahjong and all that, but there's also book clubs.
Yes. Yep.
And
Book clubs. We have a senior program called Dancing with the Silver Stars.
oh,
That does a
yeah.
big event every year. We just had it a few weeks ago, but they practice all year long for a dance contest and choreograph, then perform at this event. Again,
How did they do
our
this year?
it was fabulous. It was one of our biggest events. I think we had from each of our centers, we had a team and packed the Bio City, and it was amazing.
Well, I bet that was a lot of fun.
Mm.
Great music, lots of
Great
entertainment.
music, high energy,
Yeah.
connections, relationships, a sense of community. Everybody belongs, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's from the tiny little babies to seniors, and there's something that everybody can do there
Exactly.
and have fun.
Exactly.
So the other thing that I like is that you have a lot of these programs online.
Yes.
So if you can't leave your home, you can find some different activities online.
Exactly. We call it Y360. And we've partnered and collaborated with over 100 Ys across the country who provide content. So you get to do a Group X class with someone from your own Y or from other Ys. There's a whole variety of enrichment programs on there, as well as fitness and exercise, a way to, again, stay connected when you're traveling or when, for one reason or another, you're not able to get out of your home.
Yeah. What is it that we can expect from the Y in years to come?
Well, we've entered into a bold era of that includes a 10-year vision and strategic planning around that is really designed to help us do this one important thing, which is transform the way people experience community. There's all sorts of pieces to the strategic plan, but we intend to engage another 500,000 people in
Oh,
membership, not just through facility, this impact membership, which if you don't ever use a gym, it certainly is an option. You can enjoy programs, but you can also enjoy experiences designed to help you connect with your neighbors, to feel and experience belonging, and to better yourself. That is outside of sort of the traditional norm. So you can expect to see a whole lot more, excuse me, you can expect to see a whole lot more communication around that. You can expect to see a whole lot more engagement and opportunities for enrichment for people who join us as an impact member. You expect to see us invest in our facilities. We have a pretty aggressive plan to continue to expand, but also take care of and improve upon the assets that we currently have. You can expect collaborations with other organizations to have them do things that we can't do inside our YMCA. We're very focused on making sure we activate that as a possibility. I
mhm.
think you can expect to see continued improvement, growth of the experience at the Y as a whole. There's an innovative group of cause driven leaders who are really focused on the membership experience and making sure that everybody who becomes a member of the Y, even if they were drawn there by a swimming pool or a nice fitness center, achieve this opportunity to make connections and feel like they belong.
Is there an opportunity for volunteering,
Mm.
or do you need
Yeah.
extra people to work at the Y?
Well, we certainly could always use, especially in this environment, people who are interested in being part of our cause driven organization and helping to create that environment that I've described of belonging and connection as front desk workers, as childcare workers, as summer camp counselors, lifeguards. We actually have started to see some more older adults or retirees who have gone back and updated or renewed their certification, and they can be there. They can be on the pool and interact with other people and play an important role around keeping the pool safe, but also making sure that it's a positive experience for everybody that comes in there. So
Mm.
yes, if people are interested in being more actively involved in the YMCA, employment and volunteerism are two really great ways for that to happen. We have opportunities on some of our center boards to be a board member, which is a different level of volunteering. And then we have special events, we have activities. I will call out one in particular, which is our Miracle League. When it's just finishing up, I think in another week or two, twice a year, we run a session of Miracle League, which is baseball for people living with disabilities.
Oh,
And
wow.
every game, we have a buddy for every player. There's opportunities to volunteer as coaches and to be part of that whole experience. I guarantee that it will be a life changing, it is a life changing experience for everybody who participates in that. I just when I just go to wash, it brings tears to my eyes to see parents on the sideline getting to watch their kids be athletes. They have a walk up song and they announce every athlete before they do
Oh,
it.
wow. That
And
sounds fantastic.
it's amazing. They have a buddy with them, and we have 2 fields. We have in our association and 2 leagues that we run. In addition to that, we have all of our adaptive programs around swimming and other sports also. But I would say that's the one from a volunteering standpoint that should draw people's attention and help them have an extraordinary experience.
What I like about it too is that your exercise programs are very diverse.
Yes.
Um, you've got Zumba. A lot of
Mhm.
people are into Zumba
Mhm.
and cycling
Right.
and just a lot of great ways to exercise. But what I like is that you have something happening all day long.
Yes. Yeah, really. And I was at the Texans YMCA in the third ward, and we had a whole group roller skating there. I thought, yes, creativity,
Wow.
innovation, bring
Uh,
back what people are looking for, a chance to be in community, enjoy
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
that they love to
Yeah.
do. We also do food distributions at that YMCA working with Second Harvest. So it runs the gamut from recreation, fitness, and helping meet basic needs of free food that
Yeah.
is being recycled from stores.
Just helping out the community any way you
Mhm.
can.
And like I said, I love that you're from your experience, you introduced me and us as a community center. At the end of the day, that is who we are, what we're about. And because we have a membership and we have people that are part of us and taking ownership of building that experience for everybody, we're able to do some amazing things beyond just the experiences in the building.
Yeah, you welcome everybody. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like the doors are open there for everybody to come in.
I like to think of the Y as the place that still exists in our community where anybody can come in, regardless of their political leanings, their wealth or lack thereof, their socioeconomic background, their cultural background, and experience belonging and know that they are and can be part of this. I think that people suspend their anger sometimes and their animosity when they walk in those doors, just as you have described, just having that sense of joy and that sense of belonging and connectedness.
Yeah. And you can relax there because there's yoga classes there all the time.
Exactly.
So whatever you're looking for, you can find at the Y.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, are you ever going to have movie nights?
Movie nights, we have them at some of our Ys. Yeah, there's some Ys that we do this concept called flick and float. So you actually float in the pool and watch a movie. Yeah. And there's so here, each of our Ys will create some of those kinds of experiences for families various times throughout the year. So yes.
So you get to listen to what the people in that particular area would like from the Y for their kids or their families.
Exactly. So many things are similar. You got a fitness center, you got a gym, swim lessons are similar, but the programs for families vary based on what we learn from those communities that most wanted and needed from the various neighborhoods.
That's good that you get to listen to what people need because a
Right.
lot of times they just come in and it's like, well, why don't you have this or why don't you have that? And they're looking for something different or something where the whole family can participate.
Well, and if you want to create a group, a euchre group, that happened because members as volunteers asked for it. We provided the space and it's happening. It wasn't
Mhm.
something we had to set up as a registration. Again, a true example of a community center working.
Do you have a special event coming up anytime soon where people can, I mean, all communities can come and gather together?
We just had one and we'll do it again next year. It's called Healthy Kids Day. So at every one of our centers, there were special activities that were going on there in terms of a large special event. And we just had our prayer breakfast
Oh,
last week,
okay.
which will be an annual event. The summer is pretty much focused on summer camp and summer programs. In the fall, we'll be doing some things like family nights, et cetera. Those things will pick back up at our centers. We've had a couple of hiring fairs recently, which have been very successful, a great number of teens coming in. The Y is one of the first places of employment for many people. One of the more famous of which is Tina Fey, who's been seeing some things about her first job at the
Yeah.
YMCA. So many people I run across in the community remember either growing up at the YMCA or it was the place of their first employment, their first job.
Yeah. And going to the Y is really
Hmm.
an experience you'll never forget.
Exactly. Or experience to last a lifetime. Why? Because
Exactly.
it's not a place, it's a purpose. And it's not a
Exactly.
gym, it's a community.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not a gym. It is a community. So where can we find your information?
What YMCAHouston.org is the best place to go. We're
Easy.
also on social media on Facebook and Instagram if people would like to look for YMCA Houston, and you'll be able to find us. But we've
Mhm.
got a very, I think, a great website that
Yeah.
steers everybody in the right direction.
Yeah. Anything new coming up for seniors?
Ah, there's a new thing that has been building that's good for folks. We've been doing a camp experience up at Camp Cullen, and it's 2 days. We had several hundred that went this past time we do it. We're going to do more of that going forward. I think those experiences are awesome. And yeah, we had a 100-year-old person go down our zip line, and someone this year in their late 90s that went down the zip line. I mean, it's just
Oh,
amazing. I just recently turned 60, and one of the things, so I'm eligible for these programs. And one of the things that some advice I was given was, don't let the old man into your life. And I think what happens is that people stay young and stay active and stay fit. That's why we call it forever well, is the way we define the work that we do for what's typically called the older adult or senior population.
yeah.
We're in the business of helping people experience wellness for the rest of their lives.
I've seen some photos of that camp and it just seems like it's a blast.
It is amazing space. This organization has put a lot of money into it. Nature has done its job to make it beautiful. And the staff that are up there just create an extraordinary experience for people. So if people are listening and you're wondering how to create memories that will last a lifetime for your child, please check out Camp Cullen. YMCA
And
Camp Cullen.
that's why I keep saying it's for everybody, from
Mhm.
little kids to seniors and a
Exactly.
lot of fun activities. You just
Right.
have to check them out on the website and just go into a location
Or pop into a
and
location and get a tour and talk to the friendly staff there who will be
yeah,
happy to.
everybody's very friendly. Yeah. And just tell them what you're looking for, or maybe they can
Mhm.
suggest something. You never know.
Exactly.
You never know. Is there a phone number that we can call?
There's phone numbers for each of our centers that are on
Okay.
the website. So there's not one central phone number, though we do have people working a call center who can help direct you in the right direction as you want. So depending on where in the town you are, it's probably best to go to the website and look for contact us and pick
Yes.
the location you want to speak with.
Yes. On the website, we can find the location that's
I know
nearest,
you're
right?
trying to get me to give you other data. I'm trying to keep it simple for folks. YMCAHouston.org, you can get what you
Y-
need.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much. Stephen, I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope that a lot of our listeners will join the Y because as I mentioned earlier, it's really an experience and you get to have a lot of fun and get to make new friends.
and make a difference in your community and
Exact
be
that
part of a
too.
cause-driven organization, all of
That
that.
too.
So
Yeah.
thank you for your endorsement and for going in and using the why and experiencing it before having a conversation with me. That means a lot to me.
Yeah. Like I said at the beginning, I wanted to share the experience that I've had so that people can go in and also enjoy it.
Right. Thank you for that. We want everybody to have an opportunity to be part of the YMCA.
Yeah. So go check it out and just have fun and meet new people.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would also like to thank you all for joining me for this edition of Spotlight Houston. And don't forget, if you have any comments, please send them my way. Or if you have any story ideas, just get in touch.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gabby, your AI host. Today on Spotlight Houston, we had a blast talking with Stephen Ives, President and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Houston. Stephen gave us the inside scoop on the YMCA's summer fun, from swimming classes for the little ones to leagues where everyone can show off their sports skills. This year, they're all set to make your summer amazing with camps for kids and special events for seniors, proving the YMCA is truly for everyone. Interested in joining or contributing? Explore their website at ymcahouston.org for more details on how you can be a part of this wonderful community. Remember, we're now bringing you new episodes every Monday. Drop us a comment, follow us on social media, and please leave us a rating or a review on your favorite podcatcher. Spotlight Houston is proudly brought to you by Story Zone Media. Stay tuned and stay connected.